back. Here we are loading into our game number 2. As you can see on your screen, you can see what characters these players are selecting. So we got a variety. We still got a crypto. We still have a pathfinder. Oh, we have a seer. Oh no, we have a bloodhound instead of seer. Almost. We almost got a seer this time around. We did see more seer in North America last Slay Day, so we may see it again later today. It's going to be a good tournament later as well, so be sure to tune in and check it out. XFF, I believe they died early in our last game as Bio tried to recover banners. They didn't have a good game, so they had enough time to rest, reset, and come up with a game plan on what they want to do this time around. Maybe they're changing their drop spot, their location, and take a look at the zone here. So we've got Cascade Falls kind of in the middle. This typically pulls up north. You never see an end zone ending in the Prowler's Nest or on the Spider's Nest, so you kind of can eliminate Jurassic Park from here. Doesn't tend to end on antenna when antenna's not fully in, but hey, you never know. We're about to see once we get our first scan in. Stormcatcher is our blue zone. Might have some good loot there. Do we see any contests on the map though? We might at Chipfall. I'm seeing a little purple and blue over there on Chipfall. We might get a little action going on there, and as they start to fight in Chipfall. Get this in full screen. X Outsiders in their 50-50 with a triple take. Open the door, getting the first shot in, but it misses. As DS takes the roof, gets the cover fire from the team, jumps out into the dome. This is very good rampage action here. It looks like he still wants to aggress on this even before he shields up, and they do get the first knock on Jerry in the kill feed. Now it's a 3v2 situation, but that's easily losable here, and we get the re-knock, so now it's just a 1v2 alpha. 50 HP remaining against both of these players. Can we get a heal? I don't believe we have any more shield cells. We go for the fake revive, now the real revive, but it's with a Mirage, so they might not be able to see it. Very nice Prowler shots, but now we're super low. And we get a revive off as the ulti came out. That's going to be a very good distraction. Yes, last one remaining and sees right through it. Can hear the Mirage reviving. Gets the elim, but ends up running away? Now, is it because they found a third party coming nearby? It might be. A third party may have came. Oh, it's a different third party this time, but it is a third party. So we might see DS just ratted out fully in this game. Shipfall's not the place to 50-50. Might have to put, you know, these 50-50s aside if you want to do really well in this tournament. There's a lot of drop locations, and there is less than 20 squads in this Slay Day number 2, so might have to try and pick a different drop spot, because this place has gotten third-partied 100% of the time in this tournament today. So just a little tip or advice. Don't have to follow it. But it just doesn't seem to be working out well for both of these teams in these first games. So here we are with aim assist Euro, just, you know, doing the little friendly punching action here as they don't go for the thirst. And that's actually really important to notice, because if they don't get the thirst, then that timer to recover the banners doesn't start. So
extended light mag here.
I don't know if you do want to end up banner camping, since they didn't get any kills there, and staying there would only grant them 1 kill, but it would secure 1 team out of the game. XFF here with the RE45. The RE45 hit, but these PK shots are missing and hitting. Raymond ends up going down, but they get a trade on Thick John. Now it's a 1-for-1 situation. Let's see if Sarah and Finn can flex this one out. Biohazard, nice tracking with the flatline, does incredible damage. Thick John isn't getting revived though, and I think they already started the revive on the opposing team, so Looks like Dave and Biohazard have been for a rough 2v3. Very nice shots and gets the elimination on Raymond again. And has 2 batteries left to spare, so we're going to be able to use that. Biohazard trying to heal up. Dave hitting a shot, popping the dome here. No, we do not want the med kit. We want the armor in. But do we not have any shield cells or batteries left? So we're going to chase down. Dave going in. Biohazard taking down Finn. I think it's all left to Sarah. Is Sarah flying away right now to try and prolong the placement points? Looks so. And Biohazard is going to do the same thing with Dave as they're getting third party. Dave is going down to 20 HP. Can they get the knock mid-air? They get 1 and Dave's just going to fall down to the ground. And I think they get 2 kills mid-air. Dead. Dead Dave. Last Dave, dead Dave, mid-air. That's not something you want to see. So much third partying going on. Sarah ends up living and has to recover these banners.
Well, girl, I'm back. I did some scouting for us. I walked all around Storm Point just to see exactly where the circle was ending. And I only got about 10% of the way there, and I decided I should just come back around. That's how big this map is. But I am back. Last Dave, dead Dave. You know, you're assigning nicknames. I'm not sure that, you know, Dave, how is Dave going to feel about dead Dave? That's a question. But appreciate you hanging in there while I took my trip. We are back, everybody, and obviously we are here with a lot of action kicking off. It is a central circle too, and you know, different strokes for this one. I mean, I like the way that we're actually seeing a lot of these teams get into these engagements, though. Feels like a lot of that early, where you can sometimes have a little bit of fear, a little bit of hesitation. Doesn't really feel like that at all in this lobby. Teams are going for it right away.
Yeah, they really are, and this ended up pulling a little bit south, so not towards Cascade, not towards No Name above Checkpoint, but towards No Name above Antenna. Now, I told you it wouldn't end in Antenna, but I didn't tell you it wouldn't land north of Antenna near Launchpad. Now, kind of looks like either the No Name there near that respawn beacon or towards the beacon towards the west. We'll have to find out later on. Having a building in this area wouldn't be too bad. Where's Baguette ESL now on this map?
Looks like they are near Stormcatcher. And Taylor, Perry, and of course Obelix carrying that crypto air and looking for a fight. Drone got destroyed just recently, though. And now they're going to get it back. Ready to fly it out there if they do want. Perry's got the angle to approach. You'll see a little bit more of a patient play, holding angles as the crypto. Not the first character to get in there. And that's intentional, especially with the support that this character can provide in a team fight as well. Plus the range of how that EMP hits and will hit crypto if they're in the mix. Is there ever a reason to self-crypto yourself? That's kind of a question. I don't usually see that as one that answers it well, but you could kind of go all in and allow your aggressive teammates to finish it up, which is seemingly exactly what Taylor is doing. Trying to find atomics as they take the gravity cannon, but it just may be too late. They will get Sky, though, or SY, and that'll be at least 2 for their trouble as the third escapes, but it's Baguette ESL back with a couple just like that.
Unfortunately, Tezer wasn't able to take the gravity lift. If they were able to take the gravity lift and died midair, then hey, it's easier to recover that banner, but it was so close. Taylor did an exceptional job doing the chasing, and they get the thirst on 2 of their team. Now, this is important to know. Ooh, nice finisher.
I don't know who you are, and I don't.
It's important to... Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, you think that's because, you know, they were saying that, how dare you get an heirloom right after I got mine? Now everybody's talking about yours. You just used the heirloom, it looked like, to do that. Just disrespectful from the crypto to start out. I just had to mention that.
Well, the heirlooms are sure nice, but one thing I wanted to know was that was one of the cleanest team fights we've had. Now we've been watching a lot of fights go on, a lot of trades, a lot of people getting knocked, a lot of people getting third partied. But that's something to note, that fight was super clean. They lost no one, they took almost no damage, and if they did get third party, they were ready and able to fight. Now that's something you really want to perfect as a team, and they're doing it well with the Crypto.
And two, it's really impressive to see Crypto players just playing good, solid Apex Legends versus utilizing their abilities to be the reason that they're being effective. It's so much stronger when you can add on with your abilities and be that X factor. But a lot of people come into this game ability focused because they've played other games with characters that lean on their abilities, and auto attacking and these types of things are more just basic stuff. They're not really the game changer moments. But obviously in Apex, you can have any ability you want. If you position well, if you take high ground, if you work as a team, if you hit your shots, you're most likely going to win that fight no matter what legend that you are playing. So a great showcase of what it means just to be a practically effective player. You don't have to be as fancy, and you don't have to be ability forward. You just have to make the right decisions. You have to be in the right places, and you have to land a few shots as well.
That's a really good way of looking at it, because no matter what legend you play, no matter how OP someone says your abilities are, hey, you could die if you're out of position. You could miss your ultimate ability, or you could use it and waste it and it have no impact. So you're absolutely right. You kind of have to be in the right positions, have the right timing, and also shoot your shots. You can't just kill someone with an EMP.
although many, like myself, wish that you could. I end up taking more damage on my EMPs than enemies at this point, so I leave Crypto for those who are going to put it to better use than me. But don't you think, maybe that's why there's a disconnect between the general value of Gibraltar at a basic level versus how we see these pros use it? I maybe want to hold on that thought for a moment, because maybe a fight's about to happen. It certainly seems like Salanteras recognizes it. And Akula, Jesse, wow, one big shot. Maybe from a longbow, maybe just a full spray of the flatline from Carlotes. Not looking good when you have to immediately retreat because someone has lost all of their shielding. And so Amos and Zero realize the moment they're in. It's a nice track there just around the rock, and that'll make sure that they get at least one down here. And into the void, the Carlotes goes. But as he comes out, there will be even more opportunity to finish this team who's lost one and looks like they may lose another. Great stuff from Aim Assist Euro.
Really well played there, and it's Salanteras that are down to one. Going to run inside the zone, but do we have enough meds to heal? If we have a couple med kits, hey, we'll be able to make it into the zone. Actually, the zone's not far off, but are we going to go back for the banners? That's a real question.
What do you do here? Because you're really not at a great advantage without your teammates, but you know what you just came from, and you also know that if there was a legend that could maybe pick up some extra KP, that could maybe solo it out and get involved in some third-party fights, Fuse is not a bad choice. I mean, the Knuckle Cluster from far, big impacting ultimates, hitting those shots is going to be the most important thing, and obviously the positioning, but it may just be less of a risk to try to do the solo savior moment, and we've seen many of them in this PlayStation Tournament's Masters circuit. Almost actually had some heroics on top of one of those Dragon Balls in those open-ended circles in our first couple of games as well last time, so make sure you check out the Slate A1 VOD. But Clippers, they've been involved in Game 1 heavily. They won it. They're back rotating a little bit into zone. They've got enough meds. PK R301 on the side of Jazz. Still the blue shields, though, and so that's something they'll want to correct before heading into the final circle.
And here we are switching over to Nag as they chase Gibraltar down the hill. But do they want to follow up on that? Because there's another team on the building on the low ground. Doesn't seem like they want to be too invested in it. They're going to have to go back up, as they could easily get flanked. And here we go. We lose Will Slay already. How did Will Slay die? Oh, that's Z Stereo coming in with the Kraber.
Oh my goodness, Z Stereo finding a way on the Newcastle to keep making impact after impact, and that one is just a day late and a dollar short. So close though, as the Horizon was getting out of range of the Kraber. Such a valuable weapon, still 10 bullets to be used there, but don't want to go down too fast as it's getting shot. Going to go back to this high ground hill, which is so valuable. They're going to have to move forward, but I don't feel like they'll have any trouble with that, with the Kraber opening up a bit of space. They can kind of take their time here, slide down that hill as well, and play off of any big shots that Z Stereo continues to get for this team.
Yeah, and they can make cover no matter where they want because they have that Newcastle you're talking about. Newcastle, kind of underrated, but they play Newcastle well. And here we are with Aim Assist Euro. They're taking a lot of map space here. They're running around, but it'd be pretty bad if you get caught out of position. There's so many teams nearby.
They've been willing to fight for sure, having an aggressive style, and they've made it out of so many of those instances. The confidence must be pretty heavy within them. Sometimes you get in that flow state. Certainly should be one right here. Knowing the door needs to open, they'll kick it down. They feel the pressure's going their way, and they also know that they're a part of a third party, but are they going to be a part of this party? As obviously, it's going to be Aim Assist Euro picking up all red Evos now, so they get a little bit stronger. They get a little bit more geared up with the Volt in hand, so a little bit deadlier and a little bit higher in those standings. So 7 squads remain now. Round 3 just closing. In this moment, we'll see where our round 4 circle ends, so they'll just be barely out of it. But maybe the edge of that building will be a place that they can play. Either way, we'll follow along with back at ESL now. We're finding some nice finishes with the flat line, and Perry going into that droid, that drone, scouting out.
They're doing a really good job picking up kills on the edge of the zone. And they have the drone just to scout where they want to play next or who they want to kill next. And here we are with Taylor, 132 with the R301. It's going to go back because he's getting shot from across the map. We'll be able to heal up, but this is a tough rotation as they're in a choke with a full team on a building looking their way.
Game 2 ended with Clippers and Baguette ESL having a bit of an uneven final fight, with Clippers really being 2 players up, although there were still 3 remaining at the time. There was just 1 down, 1 hiding behind that shield, and 1 completely isolated, so it was a pretty easy fight for them. Scoobs had an opportunity, and one of the ways they kept creating that opportunity is utilizing Color Bucket's Pathfinder and the height that it's giving them. We just saw Headshot Dundee, and a couple of these moments get maybe overly aggressive, and this is what they're going to have to be content with, using this Valkyrie to the macro position and using the Pathfinder for these small positions. The team below them not going to be worried about this. They have played with the Carlotes extremely effective. That's Aim Assist Euro, and so they're going to actually scout right to here, which is a really nice place to hold. They're going to have to cover their angles on the left and the right, but if so, I've actually seen TSM win this circle against G2, who was on the other side in some competitive Apex Legends. So this actually is one of my favorite, if not the most, at least historically, successful places to hold in this end zone.
Really nice ulti coming in from them with the Valkyrie.
Taylor back at ESL. Landed pretty well. You would ideally not have to use that Gibraltar Dome shield because it just sets up this 1-2 punch. People know now you don't have it, and now we can defensive bombardment. So now you've got to get out. They don't have that secondary movement like the Pathfinder does, and that's where Perry goes down. You can just see the impact of having to land and then immediately being under pressure and not applying the pressure yourself. But so far, Taylor says, I don't like what just happened there. We lost our crypto, but don't worry. Let me put the team on my shoulders. As of now, there's a defensive bombardment. Obelix knows they've got to get out of there because it's not theirs. Jazz, will this be the end? It will be. It's going to be a bleed out. Z Stereo actually is going down as well as Jazz. And it's all to Taylor, who's made some really, really nice movements, even though Perry has been down and actually just gotten back up. Taylor going down, trading the life for Perry and Obelix. Obelix going for another revive, but the Gibraltar Dome Shields falls just at that moment. Perry's going to EMP himself, like we just mentioned, but it's not going to work out. It will get damaged. But Amethyst Euro are there, and they have really had the story of today's game, girl, haven't they? They've been the aggressor. They have found the kills, and they have found the confidence in the Red Evos to put themselves in a winning position here as long as they keep playing this well.
They are doing so well today, and hey, these teams have new competition. It's really scary. 3 shots left on this Kraber. Can we hit a shot? 140. That is some good entry damage. Can we follow up on it and get the knock? Stefan is in that corner, has not moved yet. We're going to pop the Bloodhound ulti, and we're going to get these scans in. We see everyone through these walls. Can we get a shot on Color Bucket?
Hello.
Color Bucket last. We just need 1 shot. Forget the Kraber. Chase him down with the R301. We get the knock. Can we get another one? Bloodhound, 130. Yes, we get 2. Can we get the last one? There is still 3 squads remaining, but we have almost eliminated a full squad in a clean way.
Aim assist Euro on a tear, a rampage through the remaining teams in this second game of our PlayStation Tournament's Master Circuit. It's Slade A2, and boy, are they living up to the name. Nag trying to stop it out, but it's Aim assist Euro continuing it. The Carlotes will find it in the Kraber, still in the hand, and it's Aim assist Euro who shut it down. Game 2 goes their way.
Wow, incredible. They took it with force, and that was brutal to watch. They just killed everyone in their path, and that's why they are the new and upcoming threat for this whole lobby.
You put it perfectly, girl. Threat. I think this team was more threatening than any other team this game. And that kind of cascaded. They took a risk in that early fight with Carlotes, and we'll watch as we bring some highlights up in a moment, but they almost got down, but not out, and that gave them the confidence to keep pushing into these buildings, and they did it early enough. You see sometimes at the end, these building fights become a desperation tactic because this team can no longer stay in this part of the zone, and there are so many teams crowding space, but Aim Assist Euro didn't let it get that way. They had plenty of space. They just were playing off of that initial aggressiveness, and it worked so well for them to continually not be under pressure, but apply the pressure to other teams.
Sarah did a good job staying alive here with the Skyward Dive, and both of these teams ended up getting third party. Really nice shots coming in from Biohazard there, but they just could not get the full team wipe. Both really good teams, and it was a long enough fight for another team to come by and just kind of take the glory in that fish farms fight.
Desert couldn't get on the gravity cannon subway, and back at ESL thought things were going well. Perry didn't like the new heirloom, so let's bring the focus back on to mine as the crypto, but that focus wouldn't last forever as we would start to shift our viewpoint, our vantage point, our thought process as the effectiveness, the clinical nature of Assist Euro would catch our eye. Would it last? As the back at ESL hoped it wouldn't. Perry find a couple of kills, and he'd get into the drone right about here, but it would ultimately be their demise as it would turn into the awesome Manda off the crypto with the R301. Nice 1 clips there to put them in a position to win, girl. And I mean, what do you have to say about this one? Just standing there, beautiful shot, he misses, but the pressure's enough from range to get the last hit and make Aim Assist Euro our champions in game 2.
They really played well in that building together as they got 1 entry and the Gibby came in on the flank on the staircase. We have our winners of game number 2. That's Aim Assist Euro. If you missed our first game, Clippers ended up taking the win there. And we still got 4 games left remaining. Aim Assist Euro, they took over first place and with a total of 34 points.
Well, that's an amazing thing, too, when you consider the fact that Clippers were well out in front of everyone after game 1, and now Aim Assist Euro leading by 8 eliminations. That is the difference. Normally, they would be tied in terms of placement points, but that's where those big, big kills and aggressive games can really put you out in the lead. Will it last, though? Back at ESL, maybe not having the most lethal of days. Obviously, a little bit more competition in this one. Not to say that there wasn't in our last tournament, but we're seeing teams like NAG. We're seeing teams